Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7, Episode 9, as I have always been, and I am so excited for this episode. I do know it is a time jump episode, not a time loop episode, sorry, which is so exciting. Like, I don't even think that's necessarily a spoiler because that becomes apparent fairly early on in shows, and I just love this kind of show. And I've been watching a lot of like Elizabeth Henstridge's live that she did yesterday where she talked about having directed this episode, which is very exciting, and I know it's a Daisy heavy episode apparently, and I've also heard that it is tragic and funny, so stressed, but I am really excited for this. I cannot wait to watch it. So yeah, if you would like to watch the unedited version of this reaction, please check out on my Patreon, where you can also sponsor shows, and there'll be a poll going up next week for what, two probably, but at least one if not two new shows I'm going to start reacting to, and they will have their unedited versions up on Patreon, and then they'll ultimately come here on YouTube edited, and that'll be starting some point in August for new shows. But yes, I'm so ready for S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm so excited for Elizabeth's directorial debut. She seems so passionate and excited, and I know this is going to be a brilliant episode. Hello, my love. Oh, Sousa's fallen asleep.
How long have you been here?
Yes. When did you go to sleep? Since then.
Oh.
Time drive overloaded.
Any chance that's 21st century slang for worked normally? I was so much happier asleep.
Oh my god.
Mac!
I can't see.
Oh my god.
I can't see.
It's gonna be okay because it's a time jump episode, right?
I'm fine.
Oh my god. This is horrible.
I'm showing a fire, starboard side hallway. I got it.
Oh god. I'm just stressed. This is not a nice, fun episode. It's a stressful episode.
You're supposed to prevent.
Oh god. Oh no.
That's supposed to.
And she wakes up. I love episodes like this. Oh Daisy.
Making sure you keep resting.
She's not resting. Oh, I love this. Keep Mac safe. Oh my god, we're having the title sequence again. I love it. Oh my god. So we're in the loop as well.
Hey, any idea what just hit us?
Oh,
She's trapped on the
she saved Mac.
I've done this already. I've done this already. Oh, well, that's fun.
Oh, not waking him up. He was happier sleeping.
Hey, listen, okay, I need your help. You won't believe this, but I keep
repeating the same events over and over again? Yeah. How long did it take you to figure it out this time?
This time?
Not to have this conversation again. But
Oh god, how many times has Coulson had it?
I guess that means you
Oh my god, so they...
I died.
What? No, Daisy never dies.
and always say
Never.
it just like that. Only two.
It is.
Because who has to teach you every time? This guy.
Coulson.
We've done this 14 times?
Oh my gosh, she died 14 times.
You've died 14 times. We've been through this.
Oh my god, poor
87
Coulson.
times. Or I should say,
And poor Daisy and poor
87
everyone.
that I know about.
That you know about.
Because you don't come power me up every time. It's okay. Not your fault. P.S. Not a big fan
Oh my God.
of starting each loop powered down.
I'm not ready yet, but
Nothing we can do. You'll get used to it.
Coulson. Oh, I love this dynamic. He's at his wit's end with it because he's been doing it hundreds of times, and yet she's kind of forgotten until she's back at the beginning.
But who knows? Maybe 90th time's the charm.
Oh dear.
I'm trying to be optimistic because
that
it
wasn't
didn't
right.
work.
Sorry.
Oh god.
79 kilometers. Thanks for asking.
Oh dear.
It was 94.
Used to be a lot more than that.
Oh no.
Each loop resets us, but it also.
It's flight system.
Okay.
Listen to her. Trust Daisy.
Everywhere's nearby. It's already here. I'll check it out.
Let me check.
Oh.
It's hard to access.
So if he tells Simmons and Simmons activates her memory.
Maybe we
Blocking your memory.
Oh dear. They know now. They know now.
Tell us about.
Phlebotomy.
They've had this conversation. Oh, I love this.
Try that again.
Oh no, is it like... What's happening?
Are you okay?
What is happening? Is the loop trying to keep them in it? What's happening? Oh my god. Oh my god. What? We're going to reset the time thing and she's going to be fine. But does that mean we can't take that out of her neck? Oh my god. Oh Daisy, I love you.
Let's go.
Whatever went wrong with that thing last time happens again. She can get you away from.
God, if Daisy dies, it's going to be back to bloody square one for Coulson. Oh god, it's happening to Daisy as well! If she forget... Don't if Daisy and my love stay alive.
They're dead.
Oh god.
What a pain in the gas.
Oh god. Sorry, it's not funny. I'd be crying normally.
Almost as if it was.
Murder. Yeah, we get it.
Murder! I do not need a murderer on the plane. Oh goodness. Now Daisy's got to go through the whole figuring out what's happening life and eventually get to Coulson and oh god, I'm stressed.
I died? Again?
15
This is
times.
upsetting for you, but I really just want to get back to the part where we're solving this.
Yeah, it's upsetting for me as well, okay, Daisy?
These super obvious suspects.
Oh gosh.
So you know about the implant?
Wait,
Someone killed Simmons and Daisy. I watched them die.
I don't.
I don't want to see that anymore.
Me neither.
I'm assuming it wasn't you, right?
Oh god.
Tell me.
Oh, that was left out of the drawer.
reminds me of my SSR days.
We just need to get the implant.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, it's a trap.
Oh god.
We don't know that yet.
No, we do think. Time we don't have.
Oh my god. No, it's not. What happened? What happened?
Hey, Sousa.
This is not fun. I'm not enjoying this in the slightest. He's alive, it's okay. He's just sleeping. This is not fun. I'm really scared that one of them is going to die during the final loop. I'm very scared that one of them is going to die during the final loop. Yep, you leave him sleeping.
I don't like watching you die.
No.
I don't like watching any of you die over and over.
Oh, Coulson.
This out, you know we...
Oh.
If I even have a soul.
Don't talk like that again. Of course you have a soul.
Yeah, listen to your daughter.
I'm this thing.
Oh,
I was mad.
Oh.
This is my life now.
oh
Does it not
Coulson.
occur to you that I might know something about watching my friend die over and over again?
This is different.
Is it?
Oh, no.
Watch all of you die. One by one.
Deb, when you're
Everyone I
old, you
love.
can turn yourself off if you want to, having had a
Because
whole
someone-
life with them.
If I'm wrong, you won't have any problem with this.
Oh god, okay, okay, okay,
Wait.
okay,
I cannot.
okay. Please do!
Enoch, I don't want this.
There she is.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed, Enoch. Okay, we should lock him up at the beginning of the loop, right? Oh. Is this going to be one of those moments where she tells him exactly what she thinks because it's a time loop?
Care.
Oh.
Because you don't?
Oh.
I have to do something, and I don't know how.
Maybe we don't have to stop him. If we can just get them.
Sorry, just give me a little moment. Oh. Just, why do you care? Because you don't. Like, give me a year to process that. Someone that cares about Daisy that much. That's what she deserves. I mean, yes, she had that with Lincoln, but he's no longer with us. And Sousa just so quickly embodies that. And I just, why do you care? Because you don't. Because she would sacrifice herself and go through hell, and she would stop healing and go and help the team if that was what needs to be done. And he wants to protect her and like. Hello, I should do thee. That's the name that Chloe and Vet came up with. But yes, I'm very excited. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, Coulson. Please continue.
That you need to be awake for this thing.
Not uncommon for brain surgery.
What?
Which is absolutely is not just removing a little implant so easy.
Oh my god.
I think we gotta.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You might keep me in this location.
No. No. Oh god. I've even gagged him.
Alright, well, stealth didn't work.
Nope.
We're gonna laugh.
Or just at least see the irony in
I
it.
left him so much. Oh my god.
The irony.
No,
No.
you did not.
Oh my god, I love them. This is the Daisy Coulson content I have been craving.
I should have known I'd make countermanding that order password dependent.
Oh my god.
In the act.
Oh my god, this is awful but so funny at the same time. I don't understand. Well, with the whole team. Though he's gonna take them all out, isn't he?
That's
Oh
it.
my god.
Where do you get all those weapons?
This is horrific.
Very.
Do we need to be sad about that?
We do not.
Oh my god, we do not because it's a loop. This is horrific and I love it so much.
And I'm running out of ways to save us all.
Okay.
He just goes with it.
Nothing seems to faze you.
You're
That's
right.
exactly what Coulson says to her in season 1.
Waiting here to make sure I rest or
Oh.
whatever. Why? Be honest.
Some of my favorite people are people like you. Focused on the greater good, even at your own expense. You want people to think you like being alone, even though you always end up back with friends. Solve it or slam
I love
headlong
this.
into a brick wall.
Some of those walls were literal.
I know. You should have someone there to pick you back up.
Be that someone?
Not for everyone.
Daisy
It
deserves
helps if they're
this.
fun to be around and if they say what they mean and if they have that superpower where they can rock things around, which is very impressive.
I love this. Daisy deserves
That's
this. Very
that
specific.
is awfully specific.
I love them so much. How has this happened to
So,
us all?
What's the problem you're trying to crack?
But it will take you a while.
Hopefully
Yeah,
it's long enough.
this is the thing, because, yeah, they just, all we need to do is get the information from Gemma, and
Hurry
then,
up! They're holding him.
oh god,
Come on!
I know,
Same thing, but faster.
yes, teamwork, makes the dream work, time to move, sweetheart.
Of course. Oh, what do you need?
Oh. There is not time for this, but I'm here for it, so it's cool. That was very nice.
Now we need to drop Space Robot.
That is such a perfect first kiss. Oh my gosh. Once again, I'm very sorry, Sevens. Daisy deserves this. Sousa, you are surviving the series and living happily ever after with Daisy. It's what I require. Okay? That was a lot, sorry. I even was expecting her to do it. I thought she was going to do it last time. It's fine. I'm fine. Although, is he not going to remember their first kiss? She'll have to do it again. Because he doesn't remember any of their sweet conversations. Okay, Simmons, we love you. Quickly.
It's Enoch. He's the key.
Okay.
Him against you is compatible.
That's good.
Then let's get to it.
It's not that simple.
Does he know what?
It would be like removing a human being's heart,
No. Oh.
taking it outward.
Taking it out would kill him.
Oh.
Oh my god.
What?
Gemma, what are you remembering?
She remembers something to do with this?
What are you remembering?
Or is her taking it out been enough to reveal him? This is not good. I'm stressed about whatever that was, but yes. Okay.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh,
Trust me.
we do, sweetheart.
Enoch has something called an electrocom displacement mechanism.
Oh, asking someone to sacrifice himself.
I
I
understand.
mean, Daisy would do it in a
How
heartbeat.
could I have told you? I don't. There has to be another solution.
We have tried every possible angle.
You can't just expect Enoch to sacrifice.
Oh my god.
This is what you need.
Enoch, you'll die.
And the rest of you will live.
Oh, Enoch.
I would like to think Fitz would do the same.
Any of them would do the
I
same.
would like to think all of you would.
We love you, Enoch.
Oh my.
Oh.
I do not feel at all well.
This time they have to watch their friend die and it's for real.
Shouldn't you get to the command center for the jump?
No,
He'll be fine without us.
they're gonna stay with you.
Does it hurt?
It does.
We both watched so many people die.
But I've been alone many times. To be candid, I preferred it. But it wasn't until I met this particular team
They're special.
of shield agents that being alone meant feeling lonely. And I don't care for it. So
I'm not gonna leave you alone.
I am feeling.
You're not alone. Daisy and I will stay with you right up to the end.
That is very kind of you. But it's that last part, isn't it?
The end.
You can stay with me up to the end, but you can't come with me at the end.
But the feeling is temporary. At least for the person dying. The ones who are left behind. Less so.
There's conversation between them as well.
The one advantage to going first.
The team will carry on the mission.
We will.
We will survive because of you. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Your friends will indeed survive. The team will not.
What the fuck?
What do you...
It will be your last mission together.
No.
That's not possible.
I want the show to end with them all carrying on as S.H.I.E.L.D., not like
No, this is
stopping.
my family.
Oh, Daisy.
Of course.
Oh, his best friend. Didn't even get to see him again.
You were a good friend to all of us.
He was.
As I have always.
As I have always been. Oh, God. Are we safe? Did his sacrifice work?
We're safe.
Oh. Rest in peace, Enoch.
Let it fill you.
I hate this because this is how Daisy trained and almost where Daisy
You
trained.
wanted to. My friend, brother.
Cora, choose the good side.
Years feeling dangerous.
Choose the good side. Because controlling it's all that you needed to do.
You know, your little sister is gonna be so impressed.
Does she know she had a sister? Is that the first time she heard she had a sister? I hate him so much. Okay, so this episode was absolutely fantastic. Elizabeth did a brilliant job directing. Of course she did. I mean, just hearing her talking about her directing, she was so passionate about it that you knew she was going to have done a brilliant job, but it was just so great to get to see it. And oh my goodness, just having an episode like this, for me, being a Daisy episode was everything, because I have been craving Daisy. You know, she has been taking a bit of a back seat for the last season or so, and that is, again, I'm not moaning about that in the sense that she's been quite a pivotal role to most of the seasons up to now, so like, you know, I'm not whining about it, but like, it's nice to kind of have an episode where it's just Daisy centered. And yeah, it was so much fun. Time jump episodes are always so much fun, and they're also heartbreaking when the characters are in the middle of it and they're stressed and they're suffering, and especially this one, because it was not only a time jump episode, but it was a time jump episode against death. They weren't just stuck in a Groundhog Day, they were going to die at the end of it if they didn't solve it. And so I just think this episode was so good. Like, I can't even process. I haven't processed it yet. So again, I apologise in advance because I have not processed this yet. Like, it was funny because you had those moments where like they feel like we can stop Enoch, and then cut to the line they're like battered, like we did not stop Enoch. Like, it was so good in that sense. Like, it was funny, and there were times where Coulson was just like, you keep saying that with that face, get her. Like, it was just funny as hell. And then within that, the time jumps themselves were quite tragic, like when Simmons died the first time, when Daisy and Simmons died, and like Deke's face, and all of them, like, that was very tragic. And then, obviously, I'll get to properly talking about Enoch, that was very tragic. And then, like, oh, just this conversation that Daisy and Coulson had where he was like, oh, you know, I have to watch everyone I love die, and I don't want to do that. And then, you know, Daisy saying to him, well, I've had to watch you die multiple times. And, like, it is brutal because they both have a point. And I am kind of feeling like at the end of this season, Coulson might choose to shut himself down. And, like, that is his choice. I would not ever take that away from him. But I kind of feel like, stay alive. Like, you can be in their lives for the next 60 odd years at least, you know. Or if you want, when the first one of them goes, switch yourself off then. I don't know, like, my brain is like, just take the extra time you can have with your family. But I also understand that it isn't quite that simple for Coulson. So I love, though, that they found time in this episode to have Daisy and Coulson have that discussion. They found time in this episode for the Daisy and Sousa stuff that I will get to. And they had time in this episode for Enoch to have this brilliant final scene that was long. You know, it was a lengthy scene that did not cut away from that scene. And they had time for it. And I don't feel like the time jump plotline was rushed. I don't feel like how did they manage to do that? Sorcery, I tell you. So yeah, all of the time jumping stuff was brilliant. You know, I love that Daisy was the POV character for us, and the concept of Coulson, like, at the beginning being like, yeah, you died, we're back to square one, is amazing, because you had like a character that was like hundreds of jumps in, and then a character that was fresh and new to it, and then they managed to solve it. Like, I just thought that was a really good way of having a character utterly exasperated with the situation, and another character being like, this is what's happening, I'm brand new to it, was brilliant. And like, I swear that episode was about 2 hours long. How was it 42 minutes long? Like, all the time jumps that happened. And then Daisy and Coulson now know about Simmons's Diana. They know about her implant, which, you know, they need to know about that, I think. Like, I mean, it's still stressful because if any of them were to be captured by the Chronicons would then be like, oh, we must capture Jenna Simmons, and then we can take that out of her neck. But, yeah, you know, it's all fine. I'm sure that won't happen, but Enoch isn't around anymore, so if they do need to ultimately take that out, he can't stop them, which is sad, but yeah. Though I'm sure that maybe it must have been when the mission was completed and the Chronocoms were safe, it would have been safe to take it out anyway, so I don't know. I'm very intrigued about at what point we're going to find Fitz, because I know Fitz is going to be in it at some point. I know that there's only 4 episodes left, so I imagine at least by episode 12 he'll be in it, if not earlier. And I guess, you know, if they've defeated the Chronocoms, and that was the problem, then obviously we know Sybil's still out there because she's working with Nathaniel, but Nathaniel isn't really doing Sybil's plan anymore. It's more just, I don't even know. So if the Chronocom problem is solved, then maybe they can get Fitz back somehow, and like, I still don't quite understand because obviously Nathaniel and Cora are in the 80s, so are we going to stick around in the 80s, or like, are they going to time jump, or are they going to be older and causing havoc, or is just the future going to be so different so they're going to have to time jump back to the 80s to deal with them? But basically, once the Chronicon problem is over, I feel like Fitz could maybe come back. So I don't know, I have no idea how many episodes Ian's going to be in this season, but I hope it's soon. Because while I am someone that gets a little bit frustrated sometimes with how they write Fitzsimmons, it was mainly stuff last season where Fitz was like, I don't care if the whole world ends and all of our teammates die, I only care about Gemma. And I was like, you can say I care about Gemma most, that is okay. Like, they write them a little bit over the top sometimes, but that doesn't mean I don't want them in it. So yeah, I do hope, and I'm stressed about what Gemma's thing when she was like, what have I done? What have I done? No! Like, what have you done? Is taking the implant out, has that revealed Fitz's location somehow? Is that a thing? Like, by removing the implant, his protection went away wherever he was? Because that would mean he'd be in it quite soon. Or is Fitz someplace that we can't get him out of? I mean, I don't think that would be a permanent thing. I do think Fitzsimmons will end up together at the end of the show. But, you know, is that why she was reacting like that? Like, that is very intriguing. And given that Gemma doesn't even remember that, is stressful. I mean, it would take Daisy and Coulson to remember that specific moment when they had no idea what Gemma was talking about to mention it to her for her to even remote, but she doesn't remember, like, what was that and when are we going to find out what it was? I guess Fitz is coming fairly soon rather than fairly late. So yeah, I think our waiting for Fitz must be coming near to an end. But all the time jumps were just fantastic. Just Daisy being like, that, repeating what Yo-Yo said. Like, it was all, they did it so well. I mean, time jump episodes are so much fun and they made it so much fun. And then obviously, watching everyone die was horrible. And like I said, that conversation with Daisy and Coulson, we got such Daisy and Coulson content, and oh, it hurt my heart. And I think in a way, that conversation at the end with Enoch, Daisy would kind of accept Coulson's point more. I mean, not that she wouldn't accept it, but she's very much someone that her heart is so big that just, oh no, you want to stay alive with us? You want to stay alive with us? Like, why wouldn't you? Like, you've got to be alive. You're like, that's kind of how I feel about him. Whereas I think she maybe thinks, oh, maybe he couldn't take watching us all die. But, you know, unless things go wrong in a mission, Daisy's, well, she's born like 88, so if they're in 2020, she's like 32. She's got a long time left. May, okay, yeah, May's a fair bit older, but even she's got a good amount of time left. Like, you know, we've got Chronicon science, they can all live for forever. I don't know, I just feel like it's hard because I could totally understand Coulson not wanting, because it's not a real life, like, he can't do many human things, but I also think he should live. I'm just gonna sit in my corner. So Enoch's final scene was so special that they gave it that much time in an episode. Like, I don't know how long it was. It felt like it was a good 5 minutes, but maybe it was only 2, and it was just that emotive that it hit you. But so much happened in this episode, and they found time for it. And Daisy and like him talking about how he'd never really understood loneliness and never been lonely, and then now Daisy, and oh, now he's found the team and now he's not alone, and they said, we'll stay with you. And then the whole concept of the end and what comes after, like, deep stuff. Like, you know, I'm a believer that when you die, you're gone and there's nothing. And in a way, that's what Coulson said. Like, it's that moment where you die must be horrific and is sad and scary, but it's the people that love you that feel the pain the longest. It was heavy stuff. And, you know, him talking about how he was Fitz's best friend, I love that those were his last words, because, you know, it's kind of sad that we didn't get to see them interacting until the season, because obviously Fitz isn't in it. But yeah, that's emotional. And he just sacrificed himself without hesitation. And while I am completely, like, I completely understand Gemma and Deke being like, no, there's got to be another way, because they haven't been through hundreds of loops and haven't gone from having hundreds of kilometers away from the vortex to one. Like, by the time it was Daisy and Coulson, there was no other choice. Either they all die or Enoch dies. And if there was any other way or time to find another way, they would have taken it. Like, if it was just infinite loops, I'm pretty sure they'd have kept jumping beyond that point and tried to find another way, but because they were running out of time, there was no other choice. And, you know, if it had been Daisy needs to quake it, but that will cause an explosion and she'll die, she would have done that in a heartbeat. She probably wouldn't even woken Coulson up when the time she was going to do it. You know, she would have just done it. So any of them would have sacrificed themselves. And I reckon if it was just they needed a robot power source, like an LMD power source, Coulson would have done it, and he wouldn't have asked it of Enoch, because that is what this team is. But it doesn't make it any easier to swallow. But the fact that he just went, here you go, just ripped his heart out. Okay, he's just, I love Enoch, and I'm really sad. And like, even this episode, it was funny when he was after them. But you know, like, so when he was like strangling Daisy and then she quaked him away, and he was like, oh dear. Like, Enoch didn't want to kill him, so it wasn't like he became a villain. But you know, he was just his programming. But it was a very emotional episode in that regard, like saying goodbye to Enoch. But I'm really not happy with him being like, oh yeah, you know, it's your last mission together. Oh yeah, family separate. No, Shield. This season is going to end like season 5 did, with them all off on another mission, where in my mind, they're living their lives happily ever after together, because like Daisy said, this is my family. I mean, is that suggesting that some of them are going to get stranded in a different time period? Is that suggesting some of them are going to die? Because we've just lost Enoch, so that is my one death that they were allowed to have this season. Tick. And Mac's parents technically too. But you know, Enoch has died, so tick, that was one member of the team that you were permitted to kill if you had to kill anyone. I said one. I didn't, but I did. And you've done Enoch. Oh, sorry, I hate when my head does that. You've done Enoch. Done. We're sorted, we're good. So I'm stressed. Like, oh. I didn't, like, it's kind of now I feel like I'm facing these last few episodes with a fair amount of trepidation, because I'm like, am I going to hate the ending? It sounds like I'm going to hate the ending. And like season 5, if that had been the end, I would have been really upset because of Coulson dying. But in a way, the fact that it kind of made sense with his arc, and like they'd had a long time to come to terms with it, and the team was still, the rest of them were still a family, you know, it was one of those things where I could have been okay with it. So I'm hoping it's going to be at least at that level. I mean, from what he was saying, it's not as simple as just Coulson choosing to switch himself off. It seems like the whole team. I mean, it could be like Fitzsimmons saying, we want to go and start a family now, we're going to move out, or whatever. You know, like, them sort of choosing, are they all going to like pass the baton of S.H.I.E.L.D. on to others and all retire? But in that scenario, they'd still see each other and be family. It just wouldn't be living together and spending every day together. It would just be like normal families. So that's what I'm going to have as the ending, I've decided. I'm not scared anymore. So then I've left till last, other than, well, just in general, I think Chloe did a fantastic job this episode. I mean, she carried it. I mean, her acting was in every episode. She and Clark were fantastic. As always, you know, you never have to worry about them. Any of the actors in the show, to be honest. They did a brilliant job. I loved it. I loved the Coulson and Daisy moments that we managed to get. The sort of, we got the playful ones, we got the serious, gut-wrenching ones. But then we had Daisy and Sousa. Doozy, I believe she said that they had named them. Oh no, they've got me good. I'm sold. I mean, I'm kind of sad that he has been unburdening his soul to Daisy, and he has no idea. So at some point, is she going to be like, okay, so you know how you said this, you know, I know you think this, or is she going to at some point, I think what I'd do is almost initiate those conversations again. So that, and then, you know, maybe I'd tell him like, okay, you had already told me that, but so that he had the chance to be the one to say it. And you know, he doesn't remember their first kiss, which I hate that like the thing of like their first kiss, and she does remember it, and it was perfect. And then she was like, now we're gonna go and stop a space robot. Like, oh, it was perfect. But everything he said to her, from like, why are you watching over me, why are you helping me, and be like, because you don't, or why do you care, because you don't. That still gets me so much, because it's what he said, that she is the kind of person that will risk her own life, that put her own needs second to everyone else's. And it's very easy for characters or people to take for granted that that person is doing that. And I think with Daisy, to an extent, the rest of the team does that with her. And, you know, I mean, she's not alone in that, but especially given that since they've all coupled off with each other and she was alone, like, a lot of the time, especially in season 5, after she'd been tortured, Daisy was not okay, and they'd all be like, oh my god, Daisy, why aren't you acting totally okay? Just because she normally is someone that is able to push through things and hide it. So I do think that, like, as a character, Daisy is someone that often gets taken a little bit for granted in just how strong she is and how much she's willing to sacrifice. And again, I think if their lives weren't as hectic, the rest of the team probably would take the time to worry about Daisy, but because there's always a mission going on, I'm not like, hating on the rest of the team, I just get a little frustrated sometimes. But having Sousa, who just is there for her and supports her and cares about her, and it's just, he's not trying to push a romantic relationship on her or trying to be, I mean, you know, he's making his feelings clear, but he's just looking out for her and helping her and being there to support her, and just, oh my god, like, that whole scene, and then he was like, and he's like, yeah, you see, I just want to do it for someone that has this quality, and can quake things. So unfortunately, Nathaniel, you might be getting a boyfriend soon. Obviously, he doesn't any of the other attributes, but that was just so special. And then when, you know, I thought she at one point just took a loop to just have a chat with him. And you know, that's the conversation they definitely need to have again, and they need to have the first kiss again, and it kind of needs to be as spontaneous as that one was. Like, he'll just be like, hey Daisy, how are you feeling, and she'll just kiss him. Like, oh, it was everything. Oh, they have made me so happy, and I'm going to focus on that. So yeah, this was a fantastic episode, definitely one of my absolute favourite episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet, ever. There are only 3 left, which I will sob about. Let's not think about that, but this was a brilliant one, and oh, I loved it so much. They made the end credit scene with Nathaniel being a dick, as always, and the way he said to Cora, like, your little sister's gonna be so impressed. I hate him because that shows that he's like gone after Cora specifically because she's Daisy's sister, not just because of her powers or anything. But I'm intrigued about her face because she didn't look like completely shocked, and she didn't look like, ha, yeah, my little sister's gonna be surprised. She just looked a bit kind of like, what? So did she know that she had a little sister? I still, with Cora, what I want this ending to be is I want Daisy to be able to get through to her and to save her. I'm getting stressed that, like, I've just had a thought that the ending is going to be the timeline being entirely rewritten and S.H.I.E.L.D., the show, never happening, because I'm not okay with that, because that would explain why they weren't in the snap or anything. Like, Cora was around, so because Cora was around, they never got Jia Ying, so then Daisy grew up, like, with her family. Like, I don't want that, because that's not a happy ending to me. Like, it's a vaguely happy ending, but it's not happy. I'm stressed now that that's what happens, that they'll save Cora and leave her in the past. What they really need to do is save Cora and then bring her to the present like Sousa, because she was supposed to die back then. And tell Jia Ying she killed herself. So Jia Ying is the same mental process that she did. I don't know. So I'm now extra stressed, but I'm going to just bask in all the days I got this episode and look forward to the end of the series. So yeah, this was a brilliant episode. If you want to check my unedited reaction, go to Patreon. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.